Hello and welcome back to the Hana Shows. Today I have a very good friend with me, Amina. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to have you here with me in the program. So Amina is a fellow tech woman as well. So she is part of the program this year with me. We're representing Algeria. And I have her here to share her experience and to talk about how to apply to TechWomen because the application is live and the deadline is May 5th.
Okay. Hello, Hannah.
Hi.
I'm very happy being with you today.
Thank you. So we're going to start by introducing the program for those who don't know what TechWomen is about. So TechWomen is a program, like the name says, dedicated to women that work in tech. So it's not only technology, but it's STEM in general. So it could be even mathematics or not only engineering related topics. The program is to empower women to develop their skills and to help them advance in their career and make them more successful. And we're all about seeing more women being successful, so hopefully we'll be able to help you in your journey. So, TechWomen is an initiative of the U.S. Department of State, and if you apply here in Algeria, you'll deal with the U.S. Embassy. So my first question to you, Amina, is when did you hear about the program and how did you decide to apply?
Well, I've heard about the program on 2018 by a TechWomen alumni. She's a friend of mine. She is Selma Bakouche, and she participated in this program, and I could see like the difference between Selma before TechWomen and after TechWomen. So it motivated me, and she asked me to apply, and I've done.
So it's funny because I applied 2 times to TechWomen, and I want to say it's completely normal to apply several times to be accepted. Like, don't be demotivated. So the first time I applied, I was among the finalists in 2018, and I met Selma, your friend. So she applied that year, and she got accepted, actually. And I didn't think about applying again. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I tried. They didn't accept me. It's over. But then I met her a year later, and she asked me about the program. I said, well, I'm not planning to do anything, and it's over for me. So she's the one that motivated me to reapply. I followed her advice, and I got accepted the second time I sent my application. So I'm very grateful for meeting Selma and following her advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great person. What I want to talk about today is mainly the application. So we're going to talk about how to apply, how to craft the best application, the interview questions, and our thoughts about the program. But before we talk about it, I want to also talk about details of the program. We're currently involved in the program, and we can share what we learned up to now. So my question to you is, what did you gain from your participation?
Well, I think that the first thing I've gained is the networking. Because we have like several parts in the program that we were gonna talk about, and there is you will meet several profiles, several kind of person from different sectors. So you are gonna learn about different sector. It's gonna open your eyes on a new perspective. And the discussions with them is gonna also like help you to learn about new stuff, new people, new countries, new. Even like it can change your state of mind.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and the second thing is about soft skills, because it's basically a leadership program, and also about the Algerian, your community and your country problems. Because when we start doing the action plan, it opened my eyes on several problems when we were trying to find solution.
So to go over what Amina said, I want to explain that you will have several parts in the program. So the main objective is, of course, to build a network, and that's why you're mentioning networking. So you have the network of the people locally in Algeria, and then you have the fellow TechWomen alumni, the people that participated in the program before. So we have access to these people as well, and the mentors that are in Silicon Valley. So when you're part of the TechWomen, you're assigned to mentors, and depending on the phase you're in the program, you'll have different mentors. But you also have access to the network, which means you have access to the other mentors, not only the ones assigned to you. If you think about it, and if you think about how many people are involved and the fact that they're all, let's say, like-minded people having kind of the same interest, wanting women to evolve and empowering women, so obviously you'll gain a lot out of it. Regardless of your field of interest, you will always find someone that's maybe interested or even doing the same. And even the people that are not working directly in the projects you're involved with, you will learn from them as well, because they will always have skills to share with you. So yeah, the first benefit for me is networking, and then the second benefit is growing professionally. So like you mentioned, the soft skills part, it's because when we started the program, we had trainings, we had classes, and we learned how to pitch, for example. We learned how to present. We learned leadership skills. The program depends on your own career perspective and interests, so we don't all do the same thing. So you might be interested in developing something that I'm not interested to do, so it's fine. You always have resources to do that. And I can say also that it opens your mind, because yes, you interact with different people. So maybe because we're from Algeria, we have a certain mentality, a certain way of seeing things, a certain way of doing work and analyzing situations. And because you will interact with other people from maybe other countries in Africa, Middle East, and Asia, you will learn from them, because they're able to succeed by doing things differently. That's also, very important in this program. Overall, I think regardless of your level, of your interests, you will grow as a person.
Yeah. I do confirm.
Yeah, so that's why we encourage people to apply, because it's always beneficial. And the requirements are not that crazy. So you need 2 years experience at work. You need a degree, at least 4 years, equivalent to bachelor. So if you're an engineer or if you have a bachelor, that will work.
Yes.
You need to be Algerian, or if you're from another country that's part of the countries accepted in the TechWomen program, that will work. I'm not sure there is an age limit, though.
No.
Yeah,
there isn't.
Okay, that's even better, because most of the programs have an age limit. And then you need to prove some record of either leadership or volunteering work, or something that shows you're involved in your community.
Yes.
So because when you look at the application, they have specific questions. When you start filling out the application, you start by going through your past experience at work. You fill out the profile, your degrees, and everything you did. But then you have 6 essay questions. And this is the most important part of the application. That's how they will know who you are, because the people reading the application won't know who Amina is. They will not know who Hana is. So you have to show that you're potentially someone interesting.
Yes, and I think that just to give an idea about the participant, the age, in this year, there's participant with like 24 years old. And for example, for me, I have just only 2 years experience when I've when I've applied. Yeah, so
yes.
You can make it. I mean, just go ahead.
It's yeah. I think it's more about your profile and your vision, how you're involved.
Yes.
In leadership projects. It's not only about professional experience.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So in the essay questions. Okay, we applied a long time ago, so I'll try to remember what we did. But in the essay questions, they start by asking you to introduce yourself, tell them what you did professionally. I think you have around 200 words per essay, so you have to be concise.
Yes.
And you have to prepare what you're going to write. It's not an application you can craft in one day, so it takes time. How long did it take for you to complete the application?
I think that it took like I wasn't focusing on just applying in the application, but I used to like take one question and just think about it. Because when you think about it, just between you and yourself, you're gonna realize the stuff that you never like recognize or you never realize in your life. So I used like to take a question per week just to think about it, just to write a draft. And brainstorming, it doesn't like you don't need to write like a text. You just read
the ideas.
Yes, the ideas, and then it took me kind of 4 hours to just make the whole application and to approve it.
Yeah, I think the most important part is thinking about the idea and the profile you want to show. So it's not something you can do in one go. You'll have to think about it and come back to the application each time.
Yeah.
You have to really think about what you want to do, who you are before the program, what you want to do during the program, and then what will be your contribution after. Because the 6 questions are structured around this. So they will ask you kind of who you are, so what you did before, and then why you're interested in participating in the program, which means you have to know what the program is about, what they offer, and how this will help you as a you have to be specific. You have to say, this is where I am today, and this is what I want to accomplish after the program. And then they will ask you what will be your contribution when you come back home. And this is linked to what you said before when you talked about the impact project, because during the program, we have to, as a Team Algeria or like each country, will have to think about the problematic that the country is facing and think about the solution. So we will have support from the network, from the classes we take, from everyone that's involved in the program, and they will help us design the solution and even, first of all, find the problem and then go from there to develop a solution.
Yes.
And then pitch it at the end, present it.
But I think the most important thing is to have this initiative, to be able and to want just to do something for this community, to make a difference, to help, even though you're not gonna like change the world or change the whole country.
It's small contribution.
Yes, it's all about the fact that you want to contribute.
You're willing.
Yes, to contribute. This is the point.
And this is, I think, the most important point in the entire application. And this is why I didn't get accepted the first time I applied. So don't make the same mistake. The first time when I applied, I was talking a lot about myself. So I was saying, this is who I am, this is what I did, and I did, and I did, and I did. But then I didn't talk enough about my contribution after the program. I didn't focus that much on this part of the application, which is a big mistake. Because if they accept you and if you want to be part of this community, you have to bring something to the table. You have to at least help other people, give them a new perspective. You have to be willing to contribute. So if you don't talk about this part for the reader, it will mean you're a selfish person and you're only focused on your profile.
Yeah.
So it's okay. We want to evolve, and the goal of the program is also to help us. That's fine. But don't only talk about this.
Yes. And I think that even the program, when you participate, you're going to have like this perspective. You're going to be open to help others, open to share, open to give more. So I think the whole program is about like, a relation, a taker-giver. Mm-hmm. So you will be, even if you feel that, I need to improve myself, I need to improve in my career. But when you apply to this program and when you participate, you're gonna give automatically. You're not gonna feel that you are given, but this is the point. I mean, this is the...
You will do it instinctively. It's not something forced. Yes. And that's why they have to select the right candidates. Otherwise, it will be a mess. But then I think, well, at least for me, the most difficult question was to talk about the contribution after the program. And it's okay to talk about just a plan. It doesn't have to be something you're already doing currently. But you also have to show that you did something in the past that proved that you're a leader or that you're someone that's willing to help. So in your application, what did you talk about?
I think that the most question, like I found it very difficult, was what is the most stressful situation you have or the stressful challenge you have overcome?
I think it was talk about the situation where you faced
stress
and difficulties, challenge.
Yeah, it was something like that. And when I was thinking, I was about what should I answer? Is it something about work or about or a real situation where I have like challenge and difficulties and stress?
It could be either one. It doesn't have to be professional.
Yes, this is the point. And then I've asked Selma. I've told her, well, Selma, I cannot find like an answer for this question. I mean, there is like several answers, but which one I can put and it's gonna have this impact. She said, just be yourself and made it. So I've talked about the first time I've started driving.
Really?
It was...
That's interesting.
It was the most stressful situation I've never faced.
Yeah.
And the point is, I could manage this stress, and the point that, like, my father used to help me to teach me how to drive, but he was yelling. He was stressing me more. So, I mean, I've talked about the fact that I put like filter between my father's instructions and the fact that he was yelling at me and stressing me, and I made it. And then my cousin had the same problem. So I helped her. But when I was like the teacher and I helped her, I felt that stress, the fact that why my father...
Were you yelling at her?
No.
No? Okay.
This is the point. So, and it was more stressful to be like the teacher and to help other people. Because you know that your life and his life is in a huge danger.
I think the reason behind this question is to see how you evolved after. So it's fine. You can tell any story, but they have to see how you overcome this challenge. And they have to see that you're someone resilient and you're able to bounce back regardless of... Okay, so the two other questions, behavioral type of questions, were how did you demonstrate leadership? And that, again, could be at work or outside work. And then they asked us to describe any volunteering, mentoring type of activities we did in the past. And also, there is a question about entrepreneurs. So if you have an entrepreneurial mind, then is there something you accomplished along these
Yes.
lines?
For the first question about leadership, I've answered regarding my experience in the in oil and gas industry, and I've talked about the fact that I am part of a team, and we have to run a job correctly and to ensure others
Are safe.
Yes, safely. I mean, to run the job correctly and safely. And about the fact that we used to, as a woman in oil and gas, we used to have like this stereotype that we are weak, that we cannot make it, that we cannot convince the client, or we cannot like talk about what we need to do in the on the rig side.
Yes.
So I've talked in the answer about the fact that I used to read too much, to ask about other experience in the rig, to have to be able to convince the client and to prove myself that when I say that we have a problem in this or that parameters, I know why. I have the reasons why I am saying to do this and this. So it was it showed like leadership and to share this with the team.
I think I talked about work as well. For the leadership question, I talked about how I interacted with the clients and with my team, and how I showed leadership. For the volunteering and mentoring question, I think I talked about work as well, and how I was training other senior consultants that were coming from different countries to collaborate on our project in Algeria. So even though I was a young engineer, but I was still helping them in knowing the project. So they didn't know the specific details of the project, the clients we were talking to, the details. And then I also talked in the other question when they were asking about entrepreneur mentality. I think I talked about my blog.
Wow.
Because at some point I wanted to turn it into a business. Okay, it didn't end up happening, but I was thinking about it at some point. And I was putting a lot of work and effort to develop the content and everything. So I think by telling the story, it doesn't only show that you want to be an entrepreneur, but at the same time, it shows that you want to share information with other people.
Yeah.
You will have an impact on your community. That's always something you have to keep in mind. Your contribution. What is your added value? Why you're doing this? Is it helping someone else? Even if it's small,
it's
impacting only one person, but it counts because it shows who you are.
Yeah, I do confirm. Regarding the mentorship and the fact
Volunteering.
that volunteering, I used to be a member in several clubs when I was in university, and I've participated in a word learning program, which is the program Temheed Career Advisor, where we have learned how to help students how to choose their the specialty they need or they want, and that fits with their ambitions, with their skills.
So
and
again, sharing.
Yes.
Giving back.
Yes. Yeah. This is the point. And I really encourage and I really recommend to everybody, not just women, to every student to participate and to engage in clubs, in scientific or charitable clubs, because this is gonna help you to develop your skills, but also it is considered as a experience in when
for your resume.
Yes, this is the point, and it is showing that you are able to make a change. You are trying to make a change and you are helping. There is like an energy and an inner voice inside that saying, let's go and make the change. So
I'm doing what I can. But then it's also important to think about it in advance. So start doing these activities maybe when you're in university or whenever you have time, even after university, because the day you will have to start writing the essay and crafting the application, it will be too late. Like at that time, you will have to talk about something you already accomplished.
Yes.
So think about building your resume or your profile, or dependent on what you want to do. Think about it in advance. Don't wait until it's time to talk about it, to start thinking, what am I going to do now? What will be my contribution?
Yes, and I think that we should, as a student, think about what's next. And what's next is all about your career. It's all about the soft skills. Because, when we are like studying mathematics,
don't think about it.
And the mathematics course, we never teach you how to be a leader or how to talk in front of people or how to be a team player.
And that's why we need programs like this.
Yes.
We have the technical skills from college, but then we didn't learn the soft skills or even the leadership and everything that comes after. And that makes you successful at work.
Yeah.
That's how you evolve. You become a good manager, a good team leader. It's very important.
Yes, and regarding the entrepreneurship, I do remember that I've talked about a online makeup sale, a business that I've created as a solution when I've got my master's degree and I couldn't find a job in oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't have to be some crazy company you built or anything.
It just have to be an initiative. You just have to make the first step. You just have to start, not to make something big, because by the time it can be something big, but you have to start. You have to do the first step.
So, and now what about the interview? So you apply and then they go through the applications, they select candidates, and then the finalists, usually I think they select around 8 people, or at least in Algeria, for the finalists. They call you in the U.S. Embassy for the interview. So the first time I applied, we went to the U.S. Embassy. But the second time, it was around COVID time, so we did it online Zoom interview. We had 4 people interviewing us. So usually they have 2 alumni from the program, previous participants, someone working in the U.S. Embassy, usually the manager of the exchange programs, and the person in charge of TechWomen. So how did you feel during the interview? Were you stressed?
I've been stressed just before, but once I've started the interview, I felt comfortable.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
they were really nice.
That's the point.
Yeah, they made
smiling,
me feel very comfortable.
Positive energy.
Yes.
Yeah, so they made me comfortable.
Crazy. Yeah, it was 30-minute interview. And so the first thing, very important, you have to know all the details of the application. So anything you wrote on the essay when you submitted, and you usually submit a few months before they call you for the interview, so you tend to forget.
Yes.
Right? So you have to read the application again and know what you wrote, because they will ask you questions and you shouldn't contradict yourself. You have to be consistent. First question was typical question, introduce yourself.
Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah, and then
present yourself.
Yeah, they asked me about my job, what I was doing. And then they asked me why TechWomen.
Yeah.
That's a critical question. You have to think before the interview, why TechWomen? And don't just say, because I want to be this, and I want to... Okay, that's part of the answer. But don't make it only about yourself. Think about what your contribution after the program. That's very important in this question, I think.
Yes, I think that the most important thing, as you said, is to be honest, is to be to not answer
don't make up stories.
What?
I said don't make up stories that don't exist, because
yes.
you realize be consistent with what you said before and just show that
I think
you
the
wanna
most the most you will be yourself, the
Yeah.
most they can realize this, and they can see your strength, even though you cannot see this. I mean, for the questions, they are very evident that you sometimes tend to feel like they are very simple, but no, they are.
but you have to
Think about that.
Yes.
Yes, this is the point. I mean, you have to ask yourself the questions
before the interview.
And it's for yourself, even though they want to choose you, or you want
Give them a reason.
yes, you have to think about these questions for yourself, for your career, for your to make a step forward in your life. I think,
And they're taking notes.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I think the fact that when they say why TechWomen, you can it's
You have to show that you know the program also. Not
Yeah.
that you didn't apply just because you saw TechWomen written somewhere. You have to show that you really wanted to do it. You were deliberate about your choices.
and that it is a life experience, a life change experience. So you have to show them this. You have to show them that you want to change in yourself and in your community. You have to share, you have to, I mean, it's very simple, but you have to think, this is the point.
Yeah,
think
no, it
about
is
the
simple.
questions. Don't stress,
yeah.
but just think about the question before the interview.
And think about their perspective as well. They don't want to see someone that's just talking about this is what I did and this is what I accomplished. Even though they ask you the question, I remember they asked me, what was your biggest accomplishment?
Yeah.
So
I think they asked
yes.
me also.
They asked me this question, and at that time, I think I talked about publishing a book because I compiled all the articles from my blog, and then like seeing how much work you put in, and like seeing a book because it's physical
Yeah.
instead of just seeing something online. You feel proud, so that's what I talked about, and even when they asked you about your biggest accomplishment, you have to show, well, I'm not saying you have to, but it's better to show that it's something that could impact other people.
Yes.
Not only I won something.
I think that, just to give an example, for me it was very simple, but it has an impact. And I think that they just, I
Yes.
mean, the interviewer were like, wow.
What was it?
I've talked about the fact that I've started in oil and gas, and I do remember that once we did like a crew change, and people, the group, I mean, they said, we don't want you here, we don't need you here, we don't need a girl here with us. And it was a challenge for me because, you know, technical stuff you can learn them, but this human relationship
Yes.
and the human, you know, mentality to change and to let people accept you in the team, and to face this when you are alone in the rig side. So it was a challenge for me, and I think this is the huge challenge I overcame. And I think the most important thing they just say wow about it is the fact that I've told them that we were like two girls in the field, and we were just talking about each other and saying that, yeah, she's a great girl, she's doing great, she's a hard worker, she's a fast learner. So like the group will know her before they meet her,
Oh, I
and the
see.
other group will know
You worked
me.
on,
Yeah, before they
promoted
meet
her.
me. Yeah, so they will not they will not face me with this negative energy, with the fact
Nice.
that they don't need you. No, they were like motivated to meet me. I mean, and this is when I've talked also with Selma, she said that this is the point. It's very simple.
Very nice.
But
to
it's
do
very
that.
nice, and
It
it
helps.
showed that there is an impact
And
that
collaboration.
yeah,
between you.
this
You help
is
each other.
yeah, and you are helping other women in STEM, and you are
Yes.
trying to build this relationship and to share and to even though I mean they didn't meet her and probably they won't meet her, but the fact that they will hear about her or
Positive things.
yes, or hear about me, other people hearing about me,
Yes.
positive things. I won't like face the same bad experience again. And
Wow, yeah.
this it wasn't
That's
like a
amazing.
huge thing.
Yeah.
But they could see I mean, for people who will apply, it can be like something simple in your eyes, but it's a huge for them. It's kind of the butterfly impact.
Yes.
So it can be huge, you know. Someone who inspired like 3 people, he can inspire
Other
like,
people.
others.
That's leadership.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember also they asked about the travel experience, and they asked what will be the challenge you think you will face in the US,
Yes.
something along these
Yeah.
lines. And when they ask this question, I think what they want to see is someone that is open-minded and someone that will not have any issue during the program because they put you in a group of people
Yes.
and you have to collaborate with them. So if you're someone that will create problems, it will impact the entire group and the program, and they don't want to see that.
Yeah.
If you have challenges like I'm scared of traveling far away from home, or I don't know, maybe I will be lost in a new culture, something along these lines, that's completely fine and that's expected. But if you're a troublemaker and if you're someone that will not collaborate with other people,
Yeah.
you can have your own opinions, but you will work in groups, teamwork. You have to take into consideration what everyone else is thinking. You have to show that you're willing to put in effort, and because of the project we work on in groups, you have to show that you will contribute no matter what. And that's what they want to see. So by the question, you can say it's fine. You can say, yes, I'm scared.
Yeah.
It's completely acceptable.
It is okay.
It is okay. But show that you're willing to put in effort and show that you're a nice person.
Yes, and I think that the fact it's not just about workshops and conference and into trainings. It's also about
After the program.
and in the program, the
program.
fact that you're gonna be a roommate with someone else.
Yes.
You're gonna have to take dinner with people. You're gonna,
Yes.
I mean, you're
Don't
gonna
be weird.
live with others.
Yes.
So you have to accept their religions, their all their. How to say
their
the-
food. Everything.
Yes, everything, the way they
dress,
wear, they dress. Yeah, you have to be tolerant and to accept others. I think this is the most
Yeah,
important
I
thing
think
you
that's
have to
what they
show.
want to see from this question.
Yes.
And then I think that was it. And then they asked me, "Do you have questions for us?" And
I think before this question they asked me about what you want to do in the action plan program.
I don't think they asked me
Yeah,
the question.
and I think that you have to show that you are more flexible. I mean, I was talking about oil and gas, that I want to teach people
Yeah.
about oil and gas and let them learn and know about this sector. But then I've said that, but I am okay to share with others their ideas.
Ideas, because
Yes.
you work in a group. And not everyone will have the same interests.
Yes.
So you'll have to adapt. Maybe so in our group, for example, someone is IT engineer. We're in oil and gas, and then the other lady is in agriculture.
Yeah.
So of course, we're not gonna be there saying we have to work on something oil and gas related. Don't force people. We have to get into common agreement, and we're working on something related to waste management.
Yes, and this is the point. You have to show that you want to do the impact and you are flexible to do the impact, even though in something new, you can like get out of your comfort zone and make
Without
it.
fighting with
Yes,
people.
without fighting and without being a troublemaker.
Yes.
So yeah, this is. And then they ask me if you have any questions.
Ask questions. You have to ask questions to show that you're interested in the program. So I remember asking about details of the mentorship part, the part where they place you in a company in Silicon Valley and you kind of do an internship. So I asked about it. And I asked about COVID because it was at the beginning, and I asked about how it was going to impact the program and what will be the change we will see in the program eventually.
I think it was the same questions because we were like it was in March 2020 and it was the beginning of
it was the
COVID.
first week of confinement.
Yeah,
at home,
so
I
we
remember.
all were like asking about what's going wrong and what's gonna happen in a few months.
But you can ask anything.
Yes.
You just have to show that you're interested
Yeah.
and you're someone that's looking forward to this program. So you can ask about any detail, how we will, not something that's written on the website because you're supposed to know it if it's on the website.
Yeah, but I think you have to prepare also this question.
Mm-hmm.
In any interview, you have to prepare your questions and to write them.
Yeah.
So even like if one of the
Prepare
interviewer,
3-4 questions.
yes,
and then-
even one of them like answer to one of your question, you just say like, yeah, I had a question, but you've answered.
and then by having several questions,
yes,
you
you
can
can
still
still
have
have
one
what to
just in
say
case.
and to show. It's all about showing that
Yeah.
you have an interest and you want to.
Yeah, don't say no thanks, I don't have questions.
Yeah, and they think that they
That's what
asked
it
me also why we should choose you. I think. Why,
Oh yeah, I think they
Yeah.
asked me.
or what is your impact?
What will
was
make
something about-
you a good candidate? Something like this.
Yes, it was about like your impact in the project and why you are like why will we choose you like
Yeah. And again, if you did the application, if you wrote the essay, it means you thought about it.
yes.
It means it's something you already have in mind. You know what will be your impact and you know what you're interested in. So it should be fairly easy to answer.
Yes, and
But-
show that you want to you're gonna be able to share your experience with others to improve and to engage other women and to involve them in this program or even in other program or even in other initiative. I mean, the point is to share and to empower women.
Yes.
Even though they are not in STEM, they are in kind of women who are like making
Yes.
cooking, or who are like
Still impact.
sewing. Yeah, the fact that they are engaged and you are engaging them to work on themselves and to make something and to improve, it is an impact. And this is what I mean the program wants from us.
Yeah, I think the best answer for this question, and each person will have a different answer, obviously, but it always has to show that you will contribute to the program after, and you will share it to a big number of people. So what they want to see is that you're someone that will make you will be proud of participating in the program, obviously. So you will want to share the information. Other people will know that the program exists, and hopefully they will participate. And by the project you will work in after, you will impact people. So the bigger the group you will impact, the better it is when you answer this question.
Yeah. You can also share about like I do remember that I said that I will share my experience at university with students that I used to work with women I used to see when I work with my association. So you just think about everybody you can empower and you can share with them your ideas.
Because again, the goal of the program is to empower women in STEM. So if you show that this is what you will be able to accomplish, they will be interested in having you in the program automatically.
Yes.
And then last question. So what would be your biggest advice for the applicants?
Before you apply before you apply, I think you have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
be yourself.
Yes, you have to be yourself, even with yourself. I mean, when you talk, your inner voice have to be honest. So you will know exactly what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and what you really need from this program. So then you will know automatically what you really, what is the impact you will make, and what is the category of women or people you will impact and you will empower. So the whole point is about how to ask yourself the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
So then you will find it very simple to apply, and you will find it very simple to answer to the question of the interviewer.
Yeah.
I think this is the point.
Yeah, in my case, my advice would be just apply.
Yeah.
Simple, but apply. Because we see a lot of programs like this, and we tend to think either that's a lot of work, I'm not sure I can do it, I'm not sure I want to do it, or you will think, they're not going to select me anyway, so who cares, I'm not going to apply. Which is a wrong mentality, because if you don't try, you will never know.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, you will not improve. It's okay. Try, put in the work. Even if you're not accepted the first time, like me, reapply. You will have the application. You will only have to change some details, and it will be easy the next time, because you can even ask for feedback and improve from there. So don't think this is too much, I'm not going to do it, it's not for me. No, apply.
Apply.
If you don't apply, they're not going to select you.
Yes.
So apply.
Yeah, I think this is the advice. Apply. Yeah, and it's very simple. It is okay that they won't choose you for the first time or the second time, but it is okay. You're gonna improve, and you're gonna ask yourself those questions and improve even in your life, in your what you want in life. I mean, because the questions are very critical.
Yeah.
And they are like simple, but they are very deep.
Yeah, you have
as
to
question.
Put thought in everything you talk about. Yeah. Thank you, Amina, for being here. That was very nice. And so see you in the next episode of Hana Shows. Bye.